Hey guys, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today I'm going to be looking at this Stanley nail gun. If you guys have been following in the channel, you know I'm building our horse barn, and I borrowed this nail gun from a neighbor, and I shot about 3 nails with it and it stopped working. And what I mean by stopped working, it started blowing a lot of air by the exhaust up here. So that kind of tells me that I've either blown an O-ring out or some type of seal out of this. So as always, when I borrow something, and if I break it while it's in my care, I will fix it before I give it back to the friend. So I did call him and I told him that what happened. He initially said, don't worry about it. That nail gun is so old. He said, I've had that thing for 20 years. Don't worry about it. Just throw it away. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I will see if they have a rebuild kit and see if I can fix it for you. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take it apart. I'm going to find the serial number on it, see if I can find a rebuild kit for it, and see if we can fix it back up for him so I can use it. I did take a file and lightly cleaned up the paint here so I could see the serial number on the gun. And it is a N as in Nancy, N80SB-1. So I did look online, and you can get rebuild kits for the 80-SB. I don't know what the -1 is, but N80SB, they do have rebuild kits for those. It's basically a bunch of O-rings and things. And I did go ahead and get a new trigger seal for it also. Just thinking since I'm in it, I will go ahead and replace everything. So let's take it apart. All right, guys, I've got this thing stuck up in my little vise here. Just kind of got it sitting in here loosely. I don't want to clamp it and risk bending the rail where the nails go. So I just have it sitting in here loosely to hold it up. And I'm going to start by taking these 4 hex head screws out here. And this, I found that fits it. This is a 5mm hex head here. So let's see. That fits it pretty good. It's actually pretty tight. Okay, so let's take these out. I don't know if there's a spring or anything in here. I'm going to loosen these slowly. This is my first time doing this, so we will learn together. Yeah, it seems to be, doesn't seem to have any kind of spring or anything in there that's popping up. So that's a little washer there. I'll save that washer. There's 2. 3. And 4. All right, let's see what's under door number 1. Lift this off. And, oh, yeah. Huh. Interesting. Let me zoom you in a bit. Let's see. Move you up. Zoom in a little more. All right. I can see immediately there are pieces in here. Here's a piece of something. So this looks like it may have been some kind of seal. Let's see. Maybe like that. I don't know where that goes, but yeah, pieces and parts. There's some carnage in here. And I don't know if you can see in there, but there's little pieces everywhere in here. Like, yeah, they're all, let me get you up a little bit closer. Maybe get a rag to wipe my hands off. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's all kind of little pieces in here. Let's see how this comes. Ooh, yeah, pieces falling everywhere. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's been rebuilt before already. It doesn't look too bad, but there's what I'll do with my paper towel. Here it is. I can see there's some pieces down in where the trigger assembly is too. Down in here. Let me get the camera, see if I can hold it where you can see it. See down in there? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to clean it up and fish all these pieces out. And then I will get the rebuild kit on order for it. But I'll go ahead and continue to disassemble it so I can clean it out. So I believe to get the trigger out, you just take this roll pin out on the side and then push the cartridge out from the top. So let's try that. All right, I think I have some punches in here. Yep. Probably gonna need the smallest one. Oh, maybe one a little bit bigger. Let's see. Next size up. Yeah, I think that's it. This small one might be too small and just drive down in the middle of the roll pin. Yeah, this one might be just a smidge big. I guess I have to try the small one. Come out of there. These are coming out. Well, now I've lost my hole here. You just turn it down. Let's see what we got. Yeah, she ought to come out now. And if not that, maybe the trigger. Not yet. Let me try it again. Man, this thing is in there. Come on. I just want it out far enough to get the trigger out of there. There we go. Alright. Now the trigger comes out. And we should be able to push that. Here it is. You can see it from the bottom. If there's anything right there, there's another. Looks like something there, but I don't know. Is that a roll pin that holds that in? It may be. Let's try to take that little roll pin there out and see if that's holding it in. Okay. Okay. All there's that one. Is there a difference in these? Yeah, one's longer than the other. Okay, set those to the side. Now let's see if she'll come out of there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So that that roll pin was holding that in. Oh, there we go. Okay. That doesn't look too bad, actually. The O-rings look pretty good. Everything looks good, but I did order another one, a replacement, so I will replace that. And the rest, I think, is nothing else comes out. I'll just clean this up really good. And let's see. I noticed the video stopped when I was taking this thing apart, but here's the piece that I got out of the top here. And you can see it's just crumbling and falling apart. So that's definitely, and I think this is all one piece if I remember what I saw in the rebuild kit. So that definitely has to come out. And I have to clean all of this inside out here. It's got stuff all in it. This gasket looks good. I may just leave that in place. I believe the rebuild kit does come with a new gasket, but that's okay. I'll just leave it. So let's try to get this cleaned up a little bit. I've just stuck it back up here in the vise. I've got some parts cleaner. Let me just give her a couple of spritzes here. And then I'll wipe it out. Let me put me some gloves on here. Glove up so I don't ruin my hands with this cleaner. I'll be back. All right, there you go. That's cleaned up pretty nicely here. Let me give you some light in there so you can see. That cleaned up quite well. Let me clean some of these other parts up. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. Put my other glove on now. Alright, looks much better. Let me get some paper towels and wipe that off a bit. You can See, now that looks really nice and clean. All right, set that out of the way. All right, I'm back. I noticed that stuff is like taking the paint off of the top here. Didn't seem to do that much on the bottom, but it is taking the paint off of this for sure. But the inside looks really nice. So we'll set that to the side. All right, and this, I'm not gonna worry about cleaning it up. That should have a total replacement for that. Okay, so that should be it for the disassembly and cleanup. Here's everything cleaned up. And just waiting for our rebuild kit, and we'll put it all back together. All right, it's a little bit later in the week, and I got a care package in the mail. Let's see what we got. This looks like our new trigger. Our new trigger valve, I should say. Wow, that thing's dull. That's more dangerous than a sharp one. Let's take a look. See if those look the same. They do. Well, no, they don't either. A little bit different. Interesting. Okay. Let's check on that. Might just use the O-rings off of this. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's check what's in this box. Okay, so here we have a lot of parts. Looks like they sent a new one of these deals, a new guide, but this one I can tell immediately is a little different. Good gracious, come on. Boy, they make these bags very tough. So what I see is different here is this one is round and this one is not. But again, maybe what I'll do is just use the new O-ring off of that, place it on this one, and go for it. This one is not in bad shape. That just came with part of the kit. So interesting again. So now I just wonder if all this other stuff is good. I thought it was going to come with another piece here, but apparently not. Maybe just that new inner piece that goes in it. All right. Now we've got, this is new, which should go on the end of here. We'll try that out. Got a new gasket. Gasket looks the same, but like I said, this gasket doesn't look bad. I'll try it first. If it leaks, then I'll worry with kind of scraping this one off and putting a new one on. And then I got a bunch of O-rings. A lot of O-rings. Man, this looks like maybe it's just a generic kit, because obviously there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 O-rings. So yeah, this thing's got a ton of stuff. All right, so let's see what we got. So I'm going to start off by pulling this O-ring off. And I can feel this one's a little, it's not too bad. It's a little flattened, but not too bad. I wonder if I've got a little oil. Maybe I can use some of this lubricant. I just want to put something on the O-rings to keep it from give it some slidability. Pull this one back. I don't want to damage it while I'm trying to get it off. There we go. Okay. All right. So we'll set this one to the side. Now, let's look at the trigger for a second. Got my hands all greasy. I don't know why this one is different. Okay, maybe I will let me keep this here. I'm going to pop this one apart and just see what's different about it. Yeah, that looks a lot different. I'll keep them separated here so I don't mix everything up. Okay. Those pieces kind of look the same, but different. Piece came off to this one. Interesting. So I wonder if this could just be placed on here. No, it doesn't. Well, it did, but it doesn't really slide on there that good. Okay, so yeah, that trigger is trigger valve It's totally different. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing, can you? There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so I'll pop this one back together. This one is a lot different, so I'm not going to attempt to use it. Just put it all back together here. And what I'll do is see if I can, this kit has the O-rings to replace these. Of course, I was hoping just to have a whole new valve. Let me get something, wipe this out. All right. Okay. Let's see if we can replace some of these. Let's see how big this one is. Man, they're not going to come off easy. You know what? I'm going to leave well enough alone. I wasn't having a problem with the trigger. I just thought since I had it apart, I would replace the trigger, but this looks like it's going to be a little bit of a fiasco. So I will leave that alone, and maybe I'll look and see if I can get another one that actually matches and fits. Those, they're close, but not the same. Okay. Have that in right. A little slot there. Let's see. There we go. All right. Got that all back together. Yeah, I'll leave that the way it was. I've got that replaced. These two are good. Let me see what this one is. Got a bunch of smooth on my pick. That one has to be this big one here. Wipe this off. Okay. All right, and it doesn't look like they gave me another band here. So I guess that just stays the way it is. All right, and then I've got 3 O-rings here. One. Yeah, come on. 2, are these the same size? Yeah, they appear to be. So let's see. 1, 2, okay. Okay, those are on there. Put those ones to the side. Let's get this one out on the inside now. And that'd be this one, I would think. Yep. Okay. Man, these O-rings stink. They're stinkies. All right. Okay, so that's good to go. And really, that's it. I don't know about all these other, they just give you a ton of other O-rings. I guess it's a generic kit. Alright, so let's put it back together now. Let's see if we can start going back together with it. I had to go look at my video to see how some of this stuff went. The spring goes in here. And then this goes in here like this. I don't know if that was pushed through there before. I think it would have had to be, because it is on the spring. So let me see if I can get that back in. This is, if you remember, this is one of the parts that was just blown apart. There we go. Okay, so that's in there. And then that sat inside of here. I guess it just engages in those grooves there. Let me lube this up a little bit. Ouch. Kind of hurt my fingers. Let's see, I think I have some Q-tips here just for that. Or cotton swabs, or ear nibs, whatever you want to call them, and which part of the world you're in. Get some lube down in there. Get this lubed up good. Now let's see how this goes. There we go. Let me pull that back out because I don't know if I got this part in there correct or not. So let me get this part down in here. That seems to be right now. Let me go at it this direction. I want to make sure I've got the O-ring down in there right. There we go. Okay. That seems to be okay. Oops, you know what? I think I left a piece off. This piece, I believe, goes in here. Pull this back out again. Oops, yeah, it did just go. So I think this piece goes right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this was kind of busted up when it came out, so there's kind of parts and pieces everywhere. Alright, let's see. Some of you guys are probably screaming at me on how I'm doing this, but like I said, this is first time around. Well, I can't get it back apart, but see if I can put it in like this so that that doesn't fall out. Get my O-ring in there. There we go. All right. That looks good. Now, let's see. This piece. And goes in here. Alright, and this piece goes on the end, and again this piece was broken off, so I'm assuming it's gonna go like that. That's about the only way it can go. Let me put a little lube on this stuff. Okay, not sure if these slots here have to go any particular way or not. And this piece, where did it go? It went down in the bottom of the gun. So let's get the gun over here. The first thing we'll do is get the trigger back in it. And I got two roll pins. Let's see which one is which. That looks like the trigger roll pin. And there was another one for the for the actual valve. All right. Let me see if I've got you in the screen. Okay, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. That's the new trigger that I bought that doesn't seem to want to fit. Put that to the side. Here's the old one. Okay. And this should just slide back up in there. And it's got some slots here which have to, well, at least one of them has a line up here so that you can put that pin, that spring pin back in. So, is that gonna line up? I think so. Where's my... Okay, and then I'll take my long roll pin. You see there's two different sizes. I'll put that back in. So I guess I could have just foregone this part, but I was hoping to get the new trigger valve in there. Okay, that's in. Now I just have to put the trigger back on. And that is the, did I put this wrong one in? I did after I said which one goes where. I wound up putting the wrong one in there. So let me knock that out. This little short one goes in the top. Yep, that looks good. Yep. Okay, and now the trigger. And the other roll pin. Did I hit the hole? No, I didn't, I don't think. Let's see. Oh. This is going to wind up being the hardest part of the whole reassembly. There we go. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Now, okay, let me zoom in just a little as we go back together. So we have this little piece here that goes in, and it's got this little tip that goes down so that it can drive the nail, hit the nail head, hit the nail on the head, as they say. This goes down like that. This goes in like that. Let me put a little bit of juice on there. Okay. Now this piece goes in. Make sure I've lubed that up good. This little wing here. Okay. There we go. And then I'll do the same for this in here. And I'll do a little WD-40 in there too, I think. I have some air gun oil, I believe, somewhere here on the shelf. Yeah, so this can probably do just fine. Okay. A little more fluid than the than that kind of grease that I was using. All right. That's gotta go in. Got it lined up in there. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right. And then we got the top piece that goes on. Don't think I've missed any parts. And yeah, that's very springy now. So it was not like that when I took it off, because all that stuff was busted up. So let me put the screws back in here. Get them started. What I do with my winch. There it is. We'll snug all these up one at a time to try to keep everything nice and level as it's pushing down on there. Make sure everything's going, yeah. Now that I push it down, I'll just tighten, snug these up. Okay. All right. Come on, get in there. Man, come on. Alright. That should get it. Nothing left to do but test her out now. Okay, all I have is this little bitty piece of wood here. This is probably going to blow blow it in half because these are framing nails. Let's plug her in and see what happens. Okay, that's good. It stopped. I thought I had a leak there for a minute. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it is kind of leaking around the trigger a little bit. Obviously, I need some more pressure, air pressure. Yeah. Nope, that just skipped a nail. Oh, that drove it in good. Straight in. Okay, let's try again. Ah, interesting. Okay. I don't know, maybe I need a little more pressure. Not quite sure what these are supposed to run at. I set it to 60 psi. Let's see. Yeah, that seems to be working okay now. And you should be able to hold the trigger down. Yeah, working pretty good. All right. Well, there you go. Okay, I've got one of the sheep over there, the lambs, that seems to want to interrupt my YouTubing. But I know this video might have been a bit of a train wreck because this is something I haven't done before, so I was learning as I go. But hopefully it'll give you the encouragement to try new things. And there you go. Thanks again for joining us here on Thistle Hill Farmstead. We'll see you next time.